we try to reduce the cost. But
Okay.
prima facie, the GMP is never compromised. So what you need, a sterile environment needs is there. It remains same whether you.
Aniruddha, we spoke about the global challenges and the entry to the global markets by Spectrum, right? There are two distinct attributes or two distinct segments. One is a highly regulated market and one is an emerging market, right? So, how do agencies like a EMA or a US FDA influence the project, or what are the norms to comply with them? And second, for emerging markets, right, affordability is a very big parameter. How does Spectrum address that as well?
See, if we look at the established markets or the regulated markets and all, so in terms of the regulations, they remain same across the globe. So what is the, at least on paper, the expectations are same. And the developing countries like India, China, now Bangladesh also, they are like now are setting up facilities which are in compliance with these regulations so that they can export their products in the regulated markets. So some of the countries are rising up to the challenges and doing it. Whereas if you see Africa or these not so developed countries or who do not have the technologies like the developing countries like India, China, yet. So there the cost of medicines is a concern. So it has to be there. And they don't look at highly regulated market regulations to be complying with. So they look at WHO, so PICS. So these are the certain standards which are there, which are relatively less tougher, you can say, not as tough as the US FDA or the EMA regulations. So they bring in that premise to that country or those zones wherein the affordability could be a question mark. And that's how you can, there's not too much automation that comes into play, too much of backward integration into IT. You do not have SCADA systems. So BMS systems are not there much into it. So these are the ways wherein we try to reduce the cost. But prima facie, the GMP is never compromised. So what you need, a sterile environment needs is there. It remains same whether you follow WHO, you follow EMA, US FDA. So the basic clean room or the sterile environment, those production area requirements remain the same. Is a play with the level of automation, more
Level of
digitization.
sophistication. In general, what is the level of sophistication?
Sophistication.
Documentation. The level of documentation is too high when you go to US FDA or EMA. And beyond that, even I would say African countries, or if you go to Southeast Asia also, what they want is a facility which meets FDA or EMA standards. It's not that they are going to get approval. They want a facility which is to that standards, because even if you look at Europe, it is not difficult to get someone to audit your facility. What is more costly there is to get market authorization for your products. Facility approval हो जाएगा, but market authorization नहीं है, तो what are you going to sell there?
Right.
Same with US FDA. Their product to product, you have to go to them. So if you are not going to export to the US, there's no point asking for US FDA auditor to come. You set up your plant which meets the GMP standards of US FDA.
It's compliant enough and
Compliant
is future
enough.
ready if you want to go
correct.
someday,
If you want to
right?
upgrade, right?
Because I still know a lot of companies, they say, our company meets FDA GMP. Whether it is approved or not, I won't talk. It is as per US FDA norms. That's all. And today, like what you were saying, every GMP document is the same. There will be very minor tweaking here or there. Otherwise, GMP is the same. Because at the end of the day, you're playing with human life. It will be same all over the world.
Got it. Now, this is one thing that I've been talking to a few other leaders as well. And is the industry talk as well, probably, because I've attended a few workshops on this. Annex 1, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to compliance, Annex 1, sterile aseptic processing. Annex 1 is one that is much in talk. How easy it is or how tough it is to implement Annex 1?
Annex 1 is not at all tough. It is tough only in the mind. Because if you have been following earlier GMP guidelines, there's no great change in Annex 1. Annex 1 makes it much more clearer than what it was earlier. That's all. So it is not at all tough to meet Annex 1 requirements. As far as facility design is concerned. See, the changes could be more in terms of documentation, paperwork, validation, qualification, all that. But basic design engineering requirements remain more or less same. It's not difficult.
In fact, it has brought in clarity on certain
yes.
points. So that's
So
the
how it
added
should be and what it
advantage
should be
of
basically.
yeah.
Yeah, because in this, I think one biggest aspect after design is minimizing human intervention.
Yes.
Right. So and that and design go hand in hand as well when you actually put in the entire facility. So that aspect is also like easy
See,
to.
earlier they never said that. But it was a known
practice.
thing that minimize human contact. And it was always known that the major contamination comes from human beings.
Right.
So it is obvious corollary is reduce human contact. Second is with world going more and more towards, as I was saying, containment, that becomes much easier to meet Annex 1. It becomes easier if you get into containment because there is no human touch there.
Right.
And by that way, you are maybe increasing your capex, but OPEX is going to come down. Annex 1, I personally feel that क्या बोलते हैं वो unnecessary people are creating a fear out of Annex 1.
Yeah, because I think it is 3 years or 4 years now that it has been mandated, and the talks are still going on. I think so. What are the challenges and all of that?
Again, if you look at water systems, there are some things which take time for people to accept, change and accept. Now today, there is something called cold WFI systems. We are not ready to accept that. How can WFI be cold? It has got to be hot. Because वैसे ही मेरे को सिखाया गया था. So it will take time. At one time you had European accepting what you call RO water to be equivalent to purified water. FDA didn't accept it. So you had those problems then. But now more or less everything has been harmonized. And Annex 1 में कोई problem नहीं है. Minimize human touch, minimize anything which gives a chance of
Contamination.
Even if there's a potential chance, avoid it.
Got it.